On one side, we have 3 Deadlock pros who have played in dozens of Deadlock tournaments. On the other side, we have one of every single Deadlock rank, led by the number 2 Moen Krill in North America, Palmer. Who wins this one? 3 elites or a swarm of 11 players? Let's find out. On one side, 11 members, one of each rank, led by Palmer, one of the best Moen Krills in NA, who is going to be leading his team of 7 people going on lane number 1. On the other side, we do have 3 pros. We do have DMB playing Mirage, we do have Arctic, who is playing Infernus, and we do have our perspective right now, which is Gibbs playing Abrams, and I think they've made some very interesting choices. I'm gonna have Akurs elaborate here. Hello, Akurs. What are we thinking about this one?
So it's pretty obvious that the pros have chosen a very self-sustaining comp for each of their players. All of their characters have incredibly strong, like, self-sustain, or they can just take people out without needing their teammates. Like, especially good example of that is Abrams. Abrams has been notorious basically for the entire game's lifespan, for just how strong his frontline is and how strong his solo fight is in general.
Yeah, I mean, like, again, it's a very, very good hero, and we don't really see the picks happening here. I mean, being able to get a pick in a 1v7 situation like this showcases how good these players are. But yeah, I want to talk a little bit about Abrams' first item pick, which is Restorative Locket. It makes a lot of sense to me. Restorative Locket gets charges every single time somebody casts an ability, and lo and behold, they're facing a much larger team than themselves. Any sort of sustain will help them a shit ton. But yeah, let's talk a little bit about the strategy of the team of 11. They seem to have sent a team of 7 people going on lane number 1, and I think they've alternated a little bit now, and they've set 2 teams going on lane number 2 and 3. Now, of course, they're just going back and forth, back and forth. I don't know how much Palmer is being listened to right now, but it's always going to be so much fun to see how these teams adjust. Now, of course, Abrams can be an incredible tank. Mirage is going to be able to do a lot of damage, and the big goal right now is just to make this Guardian stage as painful as possible for the team of 11, because it's going to be so much harder for them to attack walkers, and the Guardian is, you know, where you're normally one of the biggest advantages you have as a pro is just being able to deny stuff in lane, being able to very, very quickly get a couple of kills. If there's no Guardian, it's going to be so much more difficult to do that, and I think the team of 11 is doing very well in that aspect. Akurs, what are we thinking about? Positioning so far? What interesting items are you seeing the pros play?
You mentioned it before. We're seeing Restorative Locket. That is an incredibly strong item, not only because it's for, obviously, solo lanes, but since they have 11 people on the initiate side, for lack of a better term, they're going to be getting so many Restorative Locket stacks. Because every single additional person is another person that can trigger that Restorative Locket.
That's a good point, Akurs. I think another item we're going to see a lot of is Reactive Barrier, and of course Spirit Shielding, and maybe even Weapon Shielding. Any sort of thing that makes sure that if somebody bursts you, if somebody catches you out of position, you are able to survive is going to be so freaking valuable. These Eternus players are not going to be struggling for souls. They can spend 1600 on just getting a very, very good survival item to make sure they just stay alive, you know? But let's talk about Healbane. Healbane is just very, very interesting because it gives you a flat amount of health every single time you kill a person. I mean, these pros are doing just so much damage, even in these, like, very, very bad conditions. So it's always going to be very interesting to see how, you know, they're going to be able to get a kill or two. And if they do get a kill or two, that means they get a couple hundred health every single time they get a kill. So that's going to be very, very important. We already see the pros have 3 times the souls of the average team member all ranks, so very well done to them. It's going to be very hard to engage them in 1v1s, 1v2s, and even 1v3s, but the problem is they don't have any shops to buy. It's going to be very difficult for them to be able to maintain lane priority, and as boxes and camps start, ooh, that's when the team of 11 is really going to shine.
Yeah, that team of 11 is just going to be able to, like, swarm everywhere and just be able to take all the farm on the map. They're going to be able to take all the sinners on the map. They're going to be able to take all the boxes on map, as well as just having, obviously, the advantage of infinite wave just priority, because they have 11 people versus 3. Those 3 people can't be everywhere at once, but the 11 people basically can.
Yeah, I mean, like, we're gonna have to see how much the advice of Palmer is being followed. We do see that a lot of them are hovering over this Mirage, but none of them are actually capturing it. Mirage is one of the most elusive characters in the game. He does have that tornado. That tornado enables him to escape not once, but twice nowadays. And that's gonna be really important if you're ever caught out of position, which I don't think these pros are gonna be caught out of position. But yeah, also Mirage has a very important ability, which is his teleport. If it is the case that there's a big team fight happening and Mirage can contribute to it, well, he can just press his 4 and then go wherever he wants on the map. And that's going to be incredibly important. But however, the fight is on the pros side. We do see that there's like 5 people hovering on lane number 3. And, you know, we're going to have to see how these team of 11 is going to be able to approach this. The Abrus is trying to go in, do a little bit of bruising on that Guardian. He doesn't do much more than that. Abrus has incredible sustain, especially with the Siphon Life ability. Being able to get siphoning out of everyone in a certain radius, like a continuous Moe and Krill siphon, so valuable when you're facing 5 people at the same time, and you're so many more souls than them. What do you think are the next items we're going to see from the Eternus team?
I definitely think we're going to be seeing a lot of items that just scale off of players. So we're going to be seeing stuff like trophy collectors. We're going to be seeing stuff like Ricochet. Just anything that scales directly off the amount of players is going to be so much better for the Eternuses. Such as Ricochet being able to just mow down hordes of enemies. And we can see that that's kind of planned with their comp due to Infernus and Mirage.
Yeah.
Or like Trophy Collector for Abrams. Stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I completely agree. Any sort of item that enables you to fight 4v1s and 5v1s more efficiently when you have a huge advantage is going to matter a lot. Stuff like Capacitor is also what I'm expecting to see because it means very fast wave clear, plus it guarantees a kill de facto. But yeah, I mean, Infernus is proving here to be one of the strongest heroes. The dash build proving to be so freaking good. I mean, like, one of the most popular builds right now. We saw it a whole bunch of Night Shift. It just is so easy to get a whole bunch of damage done with him. And I mean, we're seeing the value of it right here, going one-on-one up against this Palmer. But the Palmer does get a massive combo here. Does not matter. The Infernus is going to be able to back right away, and with that heal bane, heal all that damage out. But yeah, I mean, like, again, it's just gonna be so difficult to approach these characters unless you're doing a 1v11 with several ults. And I mean, Team 11 people do not have their ults. And I mean, it's worth really talking about who has been assigned to each role, quote unquote. So the highest member other than Palmer, who is playing Moe, is of course our Ascendant Venator, which is Cheese. And of course, having a gun character on Ascendant, that's very smart. On the other hand, we do have Drifter on the Initiate. What do you think about that Drifter on the Initiate choice?
I think Drifter is a very interesting choice here because basically for every fight, the Eternuses are going to be isolated, which means Drifter is going to be dealing a lot more damage. Drifter is always going to get stacks, and since the the pros are going to always be up, Drifter can take advantage of Toxic Foliage better, which is already an excellent item on Drifter. It becomes even more excellent when the enemy is always isolated.
I'm seeing a very interesting pattern here. I think the big priority as far as the pros are concerned is making sure that Palmer has the worst game in existence. Palmer is the best player in the lobby. He's an E6 player. He's one of the best Moe and Krills in NA, and certainly well loved and respected in the whole community. And being able to kill him very often is going to mean that these Eternus players are going to have a little bit more free reign, because with all due respect to our Ascendants and Initiate players, they're probably not as good as an E6 player, and eliminating him very often is going to matter a lot. We do see the first walker does not go to the Team 11. It instead goes to this Infernus. The dash build proves so strong in eliminating objectives. But yeah, these Eternuses have become incredibly strong right now.
Yeah, and having an Eternus on that team of 11 doesn't always mean that they're going to have that Eternus level macro. So I think in the macro game, we're going to be seeing incredibly better plays by the 3 pros than the 11, even though the 11 obviously has a major player advantage. And even with Palmer on Moe, which you might think, why wouldn't the Eternus be on a character like Venator? Why wouldn't the Eternus be on an M1? Honestly, I think the Eternus being on Moe is a really good choice, because it kind of assists the other 10 players with basically making macro easier. It gets one person, and it's just like, kill this guy now.
Yeah. No, I mean, like, 100%. Mo is certainly one of the best. Oh my god, you can be a pro and still get knocked by walkers. That's funny. But yeah, Mo is definitely one of the best play creators in the game. The dude can get like 3,000, 4,000 HP even at minute 15. He's incredibly hard to kill, and he will be very often chasing with an M1 trying to get picks here. And I mean, just being able to lock that Eternus in place, having a bunch of people headshotting at him is going to be so valuable. Because at the end of the day, even if you're really ahead, if you're just doing nothing, you're going to get completely destroyed by a team of 11 people pointing at you. But yeah, this 7 on the other hand, I think this 7 was given to a Seeker, and I think the big goal right now is with this 7 is to have it on area denial. 7 just has to press 4 on a specific area. It's going to be really hard for him to be contested, but we do see that the Eternuses are actually collapsing on people as groups of 2 now, and like, I mean, 1 on 5 you can maybe be able to kill these pros, but 2 on 10? I don't know about that one.
I want to point out the team composition of the 11. It's a really smart composition to where a lot of their team is not built around dealing damage, but rather just trying to lock the pros down, per se. It's all characters like Graves for her wall, it's Rem for his ultimate and healing, it's Sinclair for Bunny, Dynamo for ultimate, as we're seeing. It's just a lot of characters who can keep these people down long enough for that team of 11 to be able to do anything with the objectives.
Yeah. I mean, it's proving to be very good so far. I mean, like, we have seen a whole bunch of these lockdowns, but these Eternuses are just out of control in terms of their souls. And we do see that the big fight seems to be about this Urn behind the Walker. What do you think about Urn in this position?
I think Urn for the 11 could be not a great choice, but for the pros, that could be an incredible choice, because how Urn works when you have more than 6 people is it still distributes. So obviously pro is going to be distributing between 3 people, but their enemy's going to be distributing it between 11, so they're not going to get as much out of it.
I thought it was like, it still distributes at least 6, like at most 6, right? So you get the same soul share as for 6. I could be very wrong. We do see Palmer here trying to grab that Urn. The Urn is being grabbed by this Infernus player, and I think he's gonna have a very clear shot here at just sending it. And I mean, that's a very, very big advantage removed from the team of 11. On the other hand, there is a big fall on the Walker. I mean, this is like part of the dynamic problem that the pros have to face, is that, yeah, they're going to be able to get kill after kill after kill after kill, but they're just losing Walkers to minions. They can't be everywhere at once. And I mean, this is going to start becoming even more the problem the later the game goes, especially as people start unlocking their abilities, get their max skills. It's going to be really, really hard for the team of pros to contest. Anyhow, we do see this Abrams thrown in base, and I mean, those Guardians can still do a heck of a lot of damage. This Abrams is going to try and escape right now, but I mean, I don't know how good you're going to be able to escape from all of these guys, right? Anyhow, big combo comes in. Infernus is probably blocked here, and that is going to be 3 picks, 4 picks coming in. The Abrams is just completely ignoring that 7 standing on top. He's just going straight in for that Warden, and that's going to be a heck of a dead Warden. I think with like 6 deaths, the team of pros might just be able to go in and wrap up some of these base Guardians occurs.
The team of pros is just so far ahead right now that even if you pick off 1, that's going to be a raid boss to even just try to get down. It doesn't matter how much CC you have if you just can't kill the guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, you were seeing it right here, right now. It's just proving to be so freaking difficult. But we just see these nice lockdowns that are happening. I mean, this Abrams is at half health right now. He doesn't have stuff like Frenzy or whatever that would be able to really, really help him. He does have that Witchmail, though. And Witchmail can be so important in these massive fights. You're going to be getting damage for a whole bunch of spirit damage every 5 seconds consistently, so it doesn't matter a lot. Graves is coming in, trying to defend that shrine. A lot of people are locked in position, but yeah, I mean, these pros are just going straight for the shrines here, occurs. What can these team of 11 do right now?
I think the play right now is just kind of sit back a little bit more, wait for good ultimate combos, and just buy more sorts of max health damage. Because the pros are incredibly far ahead, and Furnace is at 44,000 right now. I think right now, investing in normal damage like everyone is doing isn't really the play. You want to go for stuff like Siphon against these guys. You want to go for stuff like Toxic against these guys. Maybe if your character can support it, go for stuff like Scourge, because Scourge does 3.5% max health per second. That could be really useful on characters like Dynamo, on characters like Mo. Anything to just take down the juggernauts right now.
I do want to add Decay to that list. I think it's going to be so valuable, especially given the amount of healing that all these guys are doing. But we do see that the pros are backing out here. And that's an interesting decision. They don't want to wrap up the Patreon. They're just backing out. What do you think is going on?
I think they're probably buying, because as you could see, Mirage had about, what was that, 15,000 souls? They're leaving to buy, so then they can just push back in and demolish them. Because if they get them all on death cooldown, Patron going down isn't going to help them.
Yeah, giving a little bit of macro advantage to the entire team is going to matter a lot. I mean, we do already see the value of getting that Ricochet. Suddenly, you're just killing everyone at the same time. And I think that Patron is toast right now. And I mean, there's going to be probably one last contest here, but I don't think that's going to be enough. I think the team of 3 pros has proven why they are pros, and I think they're going to be able to wrap up the game in the coming moments. I don't even know what the team of Initiates can do here. Initiate, one of every rank. I don't think they can do much. But yeah, Big Kelvin Old comes in. He's going to block that Infernus for a bit. But I mean, between the metal skin and everything else, I don't think you're going to even bother. Big Baroness comes in. I mean, Infernus can get Baroness here. It doesn't really matter. We see the Abrams is going inside the base right now just to wrap everyone up. They're not even trying to finish at this point. They don't even have the minions. They're just getting more and more and more kills. The Venator is going to die. The big Kelvin is going to die here too. And Mo comes in with a combo. The green of these Infernuses, unfortunately, not going to be enough.
This is just evil right now, what we're seeing. Mirage is in a position in base to where the turrets can't hit him.
Is he? Oh my god, the turrets can't hit him there? That's so sad. I didn't even know that was a position that you could go. That's so fucked up. Why are these pros not finishing the game? Why are these pros? Maybe their greed is gonna be their undoing. Like biblical levels of greed, but it doesn't seem like it. They're just too far
I don't think
ahead.
anything is gonna be their undoing right now. They're 75,000 ahead.
Yeah, anyhow, I think the minions are gonna be able to quickly finish this up. GG's are being called, and I think it is it. 3 pros versus one of each rank goes to the pros. If you like that game, you should check out our 3 pros versus 6 Eternus players. A lot less soul splitting happened, so a lot more action happened. Thank you to our Patreons, like and subscribe, and have a good day, folks.